Tonight at St James Park, the storylines collided. A Premier League giant hosting a global powerhouse, a stadium buzzing with expectation, and in the middle of it all, Marcus Rashford producing a performance that will be replayed in highlight reels for weeks. He arrived in Spain on loan carrying the weight of reputation and question marks. Would he adapt to Barcelona's rhythm? Would his goal-scoring return? And could he make an impact on Europe's biggest stage? The answer came in emphatic fashion. First, he rose above the defence to meet a cross with the kind of timing and precision that speaks to a striker's instincts. The header was clinical, decisive, and it altered the game's geometry. Then, not satisfied with a single telling blow, he let fly from outside the box with a thunderous effort that rocketed past Nick Pope and sealed the sort of finish that converts doubters into believers. 2 goals, stylistically different, the kind of dual display that proves a player can both read the moment and impose himself on it. UEFA noticed too, awarding him Player of the Week for Matchday 1, a recognition that turns what was already a statement into a headline with credentialed authority. This performance matters for reasons beyond the scoreboard. For Barcelona, who have been searching for consistency up front, Rashford's combination of timing, power, and positional intelligence offers tactical flexibility. His aerial presence gives Xavi another route to goal, while the long-range strike reminds opponents they cannot sit off him without consequence. For Rashford personally, who has navigated criticism and a difficult run of form, this night is oxygen for confidence. Players rarely reforge themselves in a single match, but great performances create momentum. They change the tone of training sessions, the way teammates look for you in tight moments, and the messages fans chant. And because this all unfolded in the Champions League, the stakes are amplified. Europe holds the mirror up to legacy, and he passed the test in front of the continent. Of course, context is everything. Rashford is still on loan from Manchester United, and every bright moment at Barcelona fuels conversation back in England. Will United see this as a sign of regained form? Could Barcelona seek a longer arrangement? For rivals, the tactical brief is already being rewritten. How do you defend a player who can beat you in the air and strike with distance? Managers will study the footage, opponents will change marking schemes, and pundits will immediately speculate about transfer strategy and squad planning. But beyond the boardroom and the transfer columns, there's the human element. The roar of the crowd at St James Park when that header hit the back of the net, the disbelief and then the applause after the long-range strike, the visible lift in Rashford's shoulders as he walked back to the halfway line. Those are the micro moments that tell you a player feels restored. This doesn't mean every problem is solved overnight. Consistency is the real test, and replicating Champions League nights in domestic fixtures week after week is where careers are defined. Yet tonight provided a template for how Rashford can influence games for Barcelona. Aggressive movement, smart use of space, and a willingness to finish with conviction. It also sends a message to Manchester United and to the wider football world that when talent is met with opportunity, the results can be immediate and spectacular. UEFA Player of the Week tag is a neat piece of hardware to hang beside his name, but the bigger prize will be whether Rashford keeps producing these match-defining moments in La Liga and across Europe. If he does, tonight will be remembered not as an anomaly but as the evening he reclaimed momentum, reshaped his narrative, and reminded football that sometimes a player's best answer to criticism is simply to score, loudly, often, and on the biggest stages.